This is Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome inside Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're in Dunmore, Lackawanna County. Tonight, there's a share of the Lackawanna Football Conference Division III on the line as Lakeland gets set to battle Dunmore. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide. Welcome to week number 10 of high school football, the last regular season game of the year. Joining me tonight, Hall of Fame coach Stan Kaharski, Paul Grippy will be on the sidelines. Hannah O'Reilly will join us also at halftime. Well, Coach, it's easy. Lakeland won the division title last year by beating Dunmore. Dunmore tonight with a win shares the title. They clinch also the top spot in the District 2 AA playoffs.
Well, this is an opportunity for Dunmore for payback. They got beat last year. It cost them the division title. If they win this game, they're going to share it with Lakeland, which is better than not sharing it with anybody else. And, of course, it's going to place them in division rankings so that they'll get into the playoffs next week.
For Lakeland to win tonight's game, they have to play better defense than they did last week against Scranton Prep. They give up 49 points. They're going to rely on our Toyota Spotlight player of the game, Chase Nolan, to help out on the defense.
He's had over 70-some tackles, and he's got to get a lot of help from his teammates. Last week, the Lakeland team suffered through the air. Prep threw the ball at will, over 230 yards. They're going to have to do better. Dunmore is a running team. We both know that. And, of course, they're going to place that emphasis, and Lakeland's got to stop that. And, of course, Chase Nolan's going to be one of those prime players that's going to be able to do that.
Dunmore has thrown the ball this year. Last week against Western Wayne, Steve Borgia, our other Toyota Spotlight player of the game, threw for over 238 yards in a loss. He's going to have a big game tonight for them to beat the Chiefs.
One of the things that I noticed in terms of the stats from that last week's game is that Steve threw the ball to at least 4 or 5 different receivers. And, of course, that is always a threat, especially against a team like Lakeland. So, again, Steve Borgia is the key to their offensive success, whether he's running the football or whether he's throwing it.
Another beautiful night for high school football in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Let's check in now with meteorologist Allie Debicki from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
Well, hey there, Bob. Yeah, tonight we are going to be watching just for a few light sprinkles, but for the most part, we're looking at a cloudy sky for the Lakeland versus Dunmore game tonight. Kickoff not going to be too bad, not a full touchdown, but hey, you'll still get that first down. We're talking about your forecast here. Kickoff temperatures will be near 56. By the time the end of the game comes in, temperatures will be near 51. Keep in mind, we will be just watching for a few spotty showers, nothing too crazy here. We will have another look at your forecast and what to expect coming up, but for now, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Allie. Well, the division crown is on the line in this old Big 11 style football game. It's Lakeland and Dunmore next.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Both teams have come to Bucktown with the hopes of taking our Friday Night Rivals trophy home. And here come the Lakeland Chiefs trying to win the division for the second straight season in the whites. And then the home team tonight in the dark crimson are the Dunmore Bucks, 5-4. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium, everyone. And for the first time in, 5 decades, there's actually a new coach here at Dunmore. And to give us more on Kevin McHale, let's go down to Paul Grippy on the sidelines.
It's a new era for the Dunmore Bucks as they have a new Ricardo's Market head coach. It is Kevin McHale, and he's the first new head coach here in 48 years as Jack Henzis has officially retired. Coach Henzis was the head coach last year, basically in the program only. He did not attend games for the team as he was recovering from some health issues. But after he officially retired, the school opened up the position, and they didn't have to look too far. Kevin McHale had already been defensive coordinator. He was the co-head coach last year in Coach Henzis' absence. Coach McHale, a Dunmore fixture, standout football player for the Bucks back in the old Big 11 days. He starred in college at Moravian. He has been a teacher and an assistant coach here at Dunmore since 2002. This year, he officially becomes the head coach, still running that defense, beginning a new era as Dunmore has now won 5 district championships in a row. And his team right now is the favorite to win their 6th district championship in a row. It would be a good way to start the Kevin McHale era. So the new Ricardo's Market Dunmore Bucks head coach, Kevin McHale. Coach Hengis usually comes out and watches some of these games, but McHale is calling the plays on the sidelines, Bob. Something to get used to, but we're moving forward.
That we are, and Stan, we've talked about Coach Hengis over the last few years when we knew he might be stepping down. But how about Coach McHale taking over? It was an obvious choice.
It was an obvious choice, but a good choice. He's been with Coach Hengis for almost 2 decades. He's done a great job here as the defensive coordinator. So it was an easy transition. The kids were used to him, so the transition was a lot smoother than if you bring somebody in outside of the district, and if that happens, you could run into problems.
There's also a first-year coach on the opposite side at Lakeland. David Powarchik takes over.
Two first-year
coaches here tonight, he stepped in. He's an assistant from last year as well.
Yes, he's been involved quite often with the Lakeland program. He was at Western Wayne for a little while as well. And I talked to him before the game, and he's excited about his team. He did say that they've suffered some injuries that have set them back a little bit, but he's ready to go tonight.
Dunmore receiver, Keystone College kickoff. Chris Mellon does the honors, takes it down, and they field it. Christian Buckley did around the 5, and Lakeland makes a big stop as Dominic Spatero takes him down, and that's where the Bucks will start their first possession deep in their own territory. Well, Steve Borgia, he's the quarterback. We talked about him, but here's what he's done through the air, Coach. 668 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 126 attempts.
He's had a good season. As we've said in the pregame, Bob, people don't expect Dunmore to throw the ball that often, but they've been able to do that pretty successfully this year.
So they start on their own 9-yard line with their end zone behind them. They'll start on the I formation, Borgia underneath center. They will throw the ball. Gets it out and can't hit his intended receiver, as Stanko had snuck out of the backfield. Here now, your Quad A Driving Academy starting lineup. Buckley and Dawkins in the backfield with Nick Stanko as well with Borgia. Wide receivers, Tommy Lewis has 21 catches on the year, as Dom Temperino has 13. And up front, pretty big coach. Macheski in the middle, he's the junior center, 280 pounds. So we're not used to seeing Dunmore come out with the throw, but they have, and they'll go right to the ground game as Buckley takes the handoff, and Lakeland's right there with Mellon to make the stop. 3rd and long on the way.
That was Mason Ormsby as well that was on that stop. You got penetration through the offensive line of the Bucks. So the first 2 downs have not gone well for the Bucks.
Well, they have gone well for a Lakeland defense that's giving up 20 points per game, including last week a big game when Scranton Prep, they gave up 49. So it's a good start for the Chiefs right here in the first possession. So movement up front, and this will cost, I think, Dunmore half the distance to the goal, so not a good start. Again, it's senior night. These kids haven't been out here for an hour. They warmed up just about an hour ago, Coach. How does that affect you?
Well, they could tighten up. Certainly, more than about the focus, the concentration. We saw a mishandling of the kickoff. We see a penalty here. So things have not worked out for the first 3 opportunities for Dunmore.
Third and long on their first possession for the Bucks. They go right up the middle to look like Dawkins, so the punt team will stay on. And doing the punting is Hidalgo Klein, number 99. And here you look at it again.
Again, a little counter on the part of the lineman, the guard, and the tackle to the right side pulled, and not for much gain at that particular time.
So their first possession actually loses almost 4 yards.
Well, again, you don't want to mishandle an opening kickoff. Inside the 5-yard line, your backs to their own end zone.
So it's Borgia who's going to line up to punt this one. Lakeland should get very good field position on their first possession. Mike Pigeon wisely didn't handle the ball, but I would think you want him coming up and catching it.
You do. Certainly, Lakeland lost perhaps 7, 8, 9 yards on that punt. And if you want to get up there and at least fair catch the ball, you put yourself in a more advantageous position.
So here is 6'5", 245-pound junior C.J. Dupree. He's thrown for almost 1,000 yards, 5 interceptions. But the completion percentage not very high.
No, again, he's a big young man. He's only a junior, 6'5", 245 pounds.
They line up with 4 wide receivers. 2 of those are in the backfield. Dupree wings it out, and he hits his receiver Pigeon for a nice gain up to the 40.
Mike Pigeons was a defensive all-star last year. He is the leading receiver. They simply run a stop route and pick up 9 yards. Nice ball. Great accuracy that time by C.J. Dupree.
This offense averaging about 21 points per game. Nolan for the first Johnson College first down of the game for Lakeland.
Here we have a little misdirection in the backfield. Backs are crossing here. You got to make sure you're reading your keys in a play like that. You have 2 different guys, potentially carriers of the football going in opposite directions.
One guy we'll see in limited duty is their leading rusher, Giovanni Spataro, has been banged up all season. So more of a spread offense coming back out. This is Barrett up inside the 34. Now time to check out the Quad A Driving Academy starting lineup for the Chiefs. Already talked about Dupree. Nolan's gotten a carry already tonight. He does have a touchdown on the season. The 4 wideouts are pretty good. Pigeons, the leading receiver, he has 20. Billy Good also has 13 receptions. Offensive line, bit banged up themselves. A sophomore Ormsby doing the snapping. So Dupree over the middle, and the double coverage goes incomplete, trying to hit Mellon down there.
Ball was a little over the head of the receiver. Again, you can see the strong arm that Dupree has. But the pass just overshot the potential receiver.
Of course, Dupree, following him on Twitter, has gone to Penn State. He's being recruited by a lot of teams, but not as a quarterback, though, right?
No, I've heard they're looking at him perhaps as a tight end. With that body, he could be a tight end, he could be a defensive end, he could be a linebacker, depending on the school that he chooses to attend after his senior year next year.
But he definitely has good size at 6'5". So 3rd down, they hand it off. The Buck defense shoots in as number 32 gets the tackle, Charles Valvano, and it brings up 4th down.
That was a big series for Dunmore. Really, they had their back pinned to their own goal line, punted out of there, got a good roll, and set them up to play defense. Gave up the 1 first down, but now they're going to get the ball back.
Well, they will go for it on 4th down inside Dunmore territory. They need 7 yards for a first down. Probably a wise decision.
Well, it is. They're inside the 35-yard line. You could look for perhaps a screen pass, a draw. There's motion there.
Dupree, he'll tuck it down. A flag comes in. He's up through. Looks like Brown first down.
He's a big, strong runner, Bob. He uses a stiff arm. The one thing that I didn't like about that run is where he had the football. He's carrying the ball, you watch here, away from his body. That's a fumble waiting to happen. There's a great stiff arm. He's a big young man.
Well, this one will be coming back. He had the distance, but it was a hold.
There was motion as well.
So let's see if the coach wants to send out the punt team. It looks like he will try to pin Dunmore deep. So this makes the decision a little bit easier because it backs them up 15. But a mistake from the Chiefs. They had the first down, could have moved the chains.
Yes. Dunmore's got to catch this. The returner's at the 10-yard line. If it's over his head, it should go into the end zone. If not, he needs to fair catch it or catch it and run with it.
Chris Mellon also does the punting, number 12. It's a high kick, a little left side. Let's see where it lands. Takes a good Chief bounce, and it's going to roll near the 10-yard line. That's where Lakeland will down it. Dunmore has it about the 12 to start possession number 2. So let's take a look at the Chiefs defense now. 11 sacks on the year for this defense. And there you see up front, Cross Douglas has 31 tackles on the year. Of course, Dupree has 39. The linebackers, well, we talked about Nolan, 78 tackles on the year. Mellon has 55 of those for a loss, and the secondary will be tested tonight. 22 tackles for Mancuso, but Spataro, the free safety, he has an interception. See if the Dunmore wants to pick on the freshman.
They're fairly young in the secondary, and that may be one of the reasons they gave up as much yardage as they did last week to Scranton Prep.
Back to the ground game, the Bucks go. Their bread and butter as Dawkins goes forward for positive yardage.
It's a blast to the left side of the offensive front. Leading the block in there should be number 67, Austin Breslin.
Well, Dunmore's offense, you know, as expected, they want to run the ball with 211 yards per game. They throw for over 100 yards. And on the season, they're averaging around 28 points per game. Last week, they're coming off a loss where they were in the game with Western Wayne. He throws a little quick out to the far side to Tommy Lewis, 3rd and short on the way.
That's not an easy pass. He's thrown it from inside the hash mark, steps into it, puts the ball right where it needs to be. Good catch. The receiver should take that a little bit deeper. You're going to throw that. You want to get 6 to 7 yards at least. This is a big down here. Gain some momentum on the offense and get it out of the shadow of their own goal post. Here we see a tight formation, 2 tight ends, flanker, high backfield.
Fullback through, and it's a first down, a Johnson College first down. Do it for Nick Stanko, the senior.
That's either a dive or a trap. Number 53 gets up and is a little wounded.
Anthony Golden, a little banged up on that play. A lot of kids banged up last regular season game. And
it's a short time span, but a long season when you're playing 10 games.
Dawkins lines up to Borgia in the shotgun. Borgia's first quarterback sneak. He sneaks through, and he's still on his feet. Up near the 50-yard line goes the senior quarterback.
He's had a great year rushing the football. We've mentioned this in the past that between Rashawn Dawkins and Christian Buckley and Stephen Borgia, there's almost 1,600 yards. And Stephen is right up there with the 2 running backs.
23-yard gain, the biggest of the night. Gets Dunmore near right at midfield.
Again,
Buckley slipped down. If not, he would have more yardage. He's up to the 44.
now these last 2 plays, Dunmore's gone a 2 tight end look or a wing back look in power football. A little toss, and of course the quarterback sneak before that.
Freshman Spataro comes up. Did we have a flag down? Something was on the field. The officials will talk over. We looked at, took a look at them early on. John Loomis, our referee tonight.
Please reset the game clock to 5 minutes, please.
Clock issue, they're going to go back to the 5-minute mark.
Jack Loomis is the referee tonight.
Yes, he is.
There have been a lot of changes with the officials. A lot of younger guys coming into the field.
So the yardage stands, and Dunmore will continue this drive, which started at their own 12. Each team has had a possession. No score here in the first. Little play action. Borgia going to be pressured, and he goes into the flat. He's got a wide open Stanko. And Stanko gets up inside the 30-yard line. Gain of 14.
Stephen Borgia is only about 5 feet 9 inches tall. Yet it appears he's got a really strong arm. That's not an easy pass thrown from his left to his right on a line.
course, for years, Borgia, we saw him, I think, as a freshman start in the secondary
Right.
on two very good teams, and then he took over the quarterback spot a year ago.
And that's important. I mean, again, gaining that experience of full season last year creates a lot more confidence for the guy that's calling the signals.
Back to the ground, the Chiefs' interior defense is there to make the stop. Look like Douglas and Ormsby, and they'll lose a couple.
And Dupree was there as well. You can see they just bust up the offensive blocking scheme. Number 53 gets deep into the backfield. That was across Douglas.
So a loss on that puts them back at the 31 after the Johnson College first down. This is where Lakeland's D has to hold down the Bucks.
It looks like they're in a cover 2 look.
Back to Dawkins, and he trying to get by Robbie Thomas, cannot. Another loss on the play. I
Robbie
believe.
Thomas and Dupree again.
No gain, they'll call it. So 3rd and long on the way for Dunmore. 2 good stops there by the Chiefs defense, holding the Bucks down.
Wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to the shotgun and open up the formation. They've gone with a 2-by-2 look previously. They need about 13, 12 yards.
Typically in the past, this would be a running down for Dunmore. Not anymore. Borgia in the shotgun. He'll keep it. Lakeland was right there. They'll take down Borgia. Gain of 3. 4th down on the way.
Well, they're in 4-down territory unless they have enough confidence in their kicker, Peyton Bavarka.
Of course, after Scranton Prep put up big numbers last week against this Lakeland defense, especially through the air. Kind of surprised that Dunmore's not throwing a little bit more.
Well, they needed to get out of the shadow of their own end zone, and they did what they usually do best.
Borgia back, he's got a receiver. I think he's got it. Nice catch on the sidelines.
Is that Stanko?
They come back, they're gonna line it right at the stick.
I guess
Temperino. He comes back, and you see what he did, Coach. They're gonna call it over on downs.
Boy, they were short by a very little.
They're gonna say he was about a half yard short. So he had it on the catch, but then he came backwards. So they needed, what, 9? They got 8 3/4.
Well, if nothing else, they've switched the field position.
So it remains scoreless. We're under 2 minutes to play and a fast-moving clock here in the first quarter. Right at the 20. Dupree looking down the middle and hit the ground, almost intercepted. Charles Valvano made a nice effort at it, but it hit the ground, overthrown. And here is the
Pigeon, who's their chief receiver.
The Quad A Driving Academy defense for Dunmore. Caden and Brislin up front. Kinzel, the leading had 18 tackles against Prep this year. That was his best game of the season. In the secondary, of course, Borgia's back there with a very experienced crew. Dupree, his first keeper. He breaks a couple tackles, and the 245-pound junior quarterback. It's tough to take down. He takes 15 yards with him.
That last 6 yards was all him and 3 or 4 Dunmore players hanging on. Watch here. Good feet. A couple tackles are missed.
Well, we know we can run the ball against Nanticoke. He had 129 yards on 15 carries in that one. And with his size, it's going to take 4 or 5 guys to take him down. They'll remain in the shotgun. Little handoff up the middle, taken down quickly by Kinsel.
That was Chase Nolan on the carry. Again, it appears that Giovanni Spataro is going to have limited, if any, duty at all today.
No huddle for the Chiefs. Trying to get some rhythm going. They're looking at their wristbands.
That's Billy Good, who's been a force for them on special teams, particularly.
For a long time. Dupree again looking for a block and doesn't quite get it. Good tackle from the backside by Stanko to take him down, and we're about 42 seconds away from the end of the first quarter. Third down upcoming. Dunmore had the longest drive so far in this game, but they turned it over on downs to the Chiefs. That's where we stand.
They're going to have to snap this, or they're going to take a penalty on with the play clock. It looks like they're going to take the 5-yard penalty.
They're up quickly. Third down on the way. Out quickly to Mellon. Let's see where they give him. And they're going to give him the first down. They needed 7. He got 8. Mellon banged up, though, as he was taken down.
Grabbing his ankle.
And that's the end of the first quarter on that play. We're scoreless after 1 here at Dunmore.
We've had a great tradition all season to present the Figured Law Firm Scholar Athlete at the start of every second quarter. Thanks to Figured Law Firm for sponsoring this. We're up to week 10, end of the regular season. But for the Lakeland Chiefs, our scholar athlete tonight is Mr. Mike Nowak. He's a 3-sport star. He's on the cross-country team, basketball team, baseball team. He's also here tonight, a member of Lakeland's marching band, a trumpet player. He is an Eagle Scout. He's a church volunteer. He is class secretary, a member of the Scholastic Bowl Student Council, a terrific young man. For Dunmore, it's the quarterback, Steve Borgia. He is the Figured Law Firm Scholar Athlete for the Bucks. He also plays baseball, is a member of the National Honor Society. Might be playing football on the collegiate level, talking to some programs right now. He won the STEM Award in the Challenge program, and he is a volunteer at St. Joseph Center. So congratulations to Mike and Steve and all of our scholar athletes this season. And thank you so much to the Figured Law Firm for sponsoring this outstanding feature. Bob?
Thank you, Paul. As we start the second quarter, Lakeland retains possession. They picked up a first down. With a flag come
Steve,
in.
give me a few minutes notice.
But a good yardage. I think this will be coming back, though. He's inside the 50.
You obviously want the penalty, right?
Jack Loomis going to call the penalty. Yes, I think Dunmore does want it.
Illegal motion.
Yep.
Offense.
So this will back Lakeland
first
up. Start 1st and 15. But both teams going back and forth. What do you think of that first quarter?
Again, there was a balance. Both teams ran the ball a little bit and threw the ball. Both quarterbacks were pretty effective in their attempts at rushing. And, of course, the passes were thrown with great velocity, great accuracy, and on the line for the most part.
Lakeland has to be happy. Last week against Prep, they only gained 6 yards on the ground. They surpassed that already.
Absolutely, they did. They have.
And their secondaries played well against the passing game of the Bucks, and that's why we remain scoreless here in this Division IV showdown. Spatero's first carry of the game goes about a yard, but the Bucks keying on him.
Spatero, the ball carrier.
Giovanni, a junior, started since a freshman. He has 616 yards. You see him get the carry here. 5 touchdowns on the year. He did have 204 yards against West Scranton this year, so we know he can run the ball.
Yes, last year, I can't recall it precisely, but he ran for well over 1,000 yards.
On that carry, give him about 2 on that one.
Here's a 1-by-3 set. It's normally a passing set.
They tried to get it out to him on a screen pass, but Temporino got his big hand in the way.
He did. If he caught that, it was nothing but green turf in front of him.
Saw one of those last week against Dallas.
Yes.
teach linemen to do that?
Yes, I was just going to make that point, Bob. If you can't get to the quarterback, you want to elevate, get those hands up and knock the ball down. You see that in the pros quite a bit, and you're coached to do that. You want to get some pressure on the quarterback. You're looking for that sack, but if you know you're not going to get there, get those hands up, leave the ground, knock that pass down.
Well, just to elevate how important Spataro is to this Lakeland team, he averages on career 5 yards per carry. He's run for over 3,200 yards. So Dupree's going to go downfield, and he's going to try to hit Pingen. And we have a flag come in from the secondary. I think this may be holding on Dunmore down there, as Pingen tried to cut back outside.
Now, was that a catchable ball? We're talking about holding.
Yeah. Not pass interference, but holding.
Yes. Holding. Defense. 10 yards. Still third down.
So just a 10-yard penalty in high school. That will bring up third down and short. It was third and about 13, so it should be around 3rd and 3 on the way. Of course, typically you see that in the NFL. It's 5-yard penalty, but it's an automatic first down. So it's 10 yards here, and call it still third down. Ball will be placed at the 48 of the Dunmore Bucks. So a chance for Lakeland here to keep this drive alive. You saw how strong Dupree's arm is. Doesn't really throw off his feet or anything. Kind of threw all arm, but he's very strong. That's why he's a good javelin thrower as well. So this may give Lakeland the first down. This is on the Dunmore Bucks. It is.
That's one of those things that drive coaches crazy. You know it's third and less than 5. You're going to get a hard count or a long count. You've got to just stay disciplined and watch the ball, especially when you're over the ball.
So the Chiefs are happy about that. They keep this drive alive. Started at their own 20 after Dunmore turned the ball over on downs, and they've held it for a good amount of time so far.
Spataro's in the backfield.
Got a fake to him. Temporino not fooled at all. Takes down the big fella near the 50.
That's a couple of plays that the Don Temporinos had in this possession here. Looks like there's another flag. Could possibly a holding.
Block in the back. Offense. 10 yards.
2 mistakes, and here you go. Look at it again. Good job by Temporino to bring him down.
He had a little bit of help there from number 32, Charles Valvano, who got on top of Dupree's feet.
So after 2 penalties on the Bucks gave Lakeland the first down. They make a mistake on that. It's going to be 1st and 22. Back at the 44 of the Chiefs, but it is first down again. And I think we're going to have a timeout called by the Lakeland Chiefs. 10:24 left in the half. We'll take a timeout ourselves. Still scoreless here in Dunmore.
At Rossetti Floral and Gifts, our flower arrangements are custom designed to be as unique and distinctive as you are. We specialize in proms, semis, and formals, as well as weddings. Our shop is a local full-service florist serving the Northeast area since 1997. Call, stop by, or check us out on Facebook.
After the timeout, Lakeland comes back on, still at 1st and 22. We're scoreless here. Bob Ide and Coach Stan Koharski, Paul Grippy on the sidelines. Dupree, plenty of time. Just going to chuck it short and goes out of bounds. Wise play just to get rid of that.
One of Lakeland's receivers tried to run a double move. There was discipline on the part of the Dunmore secondary, and there was no place for Dupree to go with that ball, so he just threw it away near a potential receiver, so it wasn't grounding.
Bucks defense this year against Western Wayne a week ago gave up 327 yards on the ground. So they obviously want to tighten that up.
Yes, they do. But as we look at the year, a lot of people have given up 300-plus yards to Western Wayne.
They're high for passing. Old Forge threw against them for 147, which isn't all that bad.
Screen pass.
If they can get it away, Dupree can. He's taken by, guess who? Number 27 again in the backfield. Temperino
He's having a
on the
great
sack.
game. There's 40 yards losses with these possessions.
Another timeout called by the Chiefs. Will stay right here. There you see number 27, the junior, Dom Temperino. Had 8 tackles in the game with Wyoming area, and a sack and a loss. One of the bright spots in that game as Dunmore lost, but they played Wyoming area very tough.
They played tough in some games. As we said before, they lost their first 2 contests, and then they won 4 in a row. Then they suffered a defeat, win, and then another defeat. Gets them to 5-4.
Grotto Pizza keys to the game for the Chiefs. They're not doing it right now, Coach, but they need to execute the offense. But they've done a decent job holding down that 3-headed monster.
We've talked about that. We haven't seen Buckley run the ball yet, I don't think.
Yeah, we have. He ran once, yeah.
And Dawkins once, maybe?
But how about the offense? They're not doing much with it now.
No, they haven't. They missed that first down by less than a yard. Actually, the receiver had the first down and then just came back to the ball and was out of bounds.
So on 3rd and long, the object here, just get a little bit back, punt the ball away, try to pin Dunmore deep. Don't want to turn the ball over. Breeze is going to keep it.
Lots of room.
Yeah, he does have lots of room, but he's taken down
tackle.
nicely. He's up to about the 45-yard line, and it will be 4th down. The Tommy Lewis that came shooting in his legs.
Exactly my point.
So Mellon does the kicking, but he did get shaken up on that one play. We haven't seen him. So it looks like Nolan is back there to kick. Oh, excuse me, Billy Good, number 9, will do the punting duties.
Borges back as a returner.
High snap. Here come the Dunmore Bucks after Billy Good. Gets the kick away.
Smile cam now.
Somehow got a kick away, and somehow is going to lose yardage on the kick. I don't think I've ever seen that.
It started with the bad snap. And the decision to kick it in.
A lot going on, so here we go. You describe it.
It's indescribable. You got to give him credit for being heads up, knowing that he was not going to be tackled, or he wasn't going to be able to break tackles. But it gives Dunmore a great field position at the 40-yard line.
On the Chiefs side of the ball. So after that, here come the Bucks trying to take the lead.
See, Dunmore has an opportunity here. There's a one-on-one situation. If they wanted to throw the football.
Said they give it to Dawkins. He's just strung out, but he does get positive yardage finally, up for about 6.
That time, if the split in to the left side was in a one-on-one situation with, I think, Billy Good. And it's a one-on-one. I told you before, matchups are important. If you have a matchup one-on-one, give your receiver and quarterback an opportunity to make a play. Here you will see number 6 for Dunmore, and there's no safety sitting in the middle of the field.
Tommy Lewis out there one-on-one. They'll go back to the ground and give it back to Dawkins.
Looks like he's got a first down or close to it.
So just going to use power football, and they'll get a Johnson College first down for the Bucks.
Now, this would be a good time if they get the same set and they put Tommy Lewis out to the left. It's a one-on-one situation.
Is it Billy Good is the quarterback out there, so they do have experience. But again, as you talked about, again, as you said,
here it is now to the bench side. There's no safety sitting in the middle of the field.
Instead, they'll give it to Stanko, the fullback trap.
Dunmore does what it does well, running the football. Picked up a good 5 that time.
Lakeland needs to hold them at least to a field goal or something. Some kind of attempt like that. Keep them out of the end zone. That's the goal for the Lakeland Chiefs. Playing the run. Give it to Buckley. He gets strung out, but Billy Good comes in to make a nice tackle. No gain on the play.
Christian Buckley, ball carrier. Billy Good, number
Toss.
9 on the stop. No gain on the play.
Now he had the right idea when he cut it up, but then he started running towards the sidelines. It was a race between him and Billy Good, and Good had the better of it.
There you saw Giovanni Spataro playing defense, gutting it out from the injury he has. Trying to get his team, which they will be in the 3A playoffs, a shot at winning a division title.
Dunmore Lakeland's in a cover 2 look, 2 deep safeties.
They go to the air. Borgia towards the end zone. He's got Lewis, and he just missed him.
Just a little too much.
Tommy Lewis had an opportunity, but Borgia threw it way too wide.
Play action. Borgia steps into his throw and just has a little too much on it. Wide open, though.
But too much air on that, huh?
Yes.
So 4th down now. We'll break for the Chiefs on that. Dunmore will leave the offense on, trying to get 5 yards.
Both teams have had opportunities to make big plays, and they haven't done it up to this point. See, trips to the right.
He's going to run a quarterback sneak, and Borgia with his legs gets the first down and more. Johnson College first down, and it's going to be a 1st and goal for Dunmore inside the Allied Services red zone.
That's what you want to happen. You want your athletes to make plays in big time. Watch this run here, little spin move, cut back out towards the sidelines, and he gets his first down. Billy Good makes the tackle, but far short. He's looking for a face mask as well.
That was all the athleticism of number 13, Steve Borgia. He's been the quarterback since midgets.
We've talked about experience being an important factor in the level of play that young men have. And when you get that full year in like he did last year, it certainly makes him much more confident as a quarterback.
Dawkins dotting the I. They'll go the play action. Borgia still looking to the end zone. Luckily, it wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, that was a poor decision on the part of Borgia. A lot of bodies there. Might have been better off just running. There's more Lakeland receivers there than there are Dunmore receivers.
That's just you know, a teenage kid just trying
to make a play.
Trying to make a play. That's all it is. Maybe should have run it. Maybe just should have thrown it out of bounds.
Well, when you're carrying a ball like that, you have to make a split-second decision, and sometimes it's not the best one. In that particular case, it wasn't. He's fortunate that it wasn't picked off in the end zone.
The Chiefs trying again, hold them out of the end zone. They played well so far. Comes up, just a couple of yard gain.
They're having a difficult time moving the ball on the ground to their tailbacks. They ran the fullback once on either a trap or a quick dive, and their success has been with the quarterback.
So
Steve
3rd down.
Borges run the ball effectively.
3rd down on the way. See if we get a play action, or if they're going to stick on the ground. There you see Jeff Mills calls a lot of the offense. Coach McHale still calling that defense. Dawkins will line up the Borgia with 3 wide receivers in there. Borgia looking over the middle.
Looks like
and
it's a touchdown.
Incomplete or touchdown. It is they're ruling it. One referee had his hands up for a touchdown. One says a completion at the 1 yard line. Let's see what they're going to do.
I think he was in the end zone. Now, whether he caught the ball or not, it was hard for us to see. Maybe we can catch this on the replay.
They're going to talk. Remember, no replay in high school football. we will get a chance to look at it. I thought maybe incomplete.
It looks like it's a completion. It's on the
1 yard line. They're going to say completion at the 1.
Well, that ball looks.
Yeah, I don't even know if he caught the ball. Maybe long enough there. So 4th and inches now for Dunmore.
You think we'll see a quarterback sneak here?
I think we're going to see a timeout called by the Chiefs.
Third?
It should be. 4:40 left in the first half. Dunmore trying to get the first touchdown of the game, and it gives us an opportunity now for Paul Grippy to find a bunch of smiles here in Dunmore.
Oh, they're smiling big here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Thank you to Casey Dental, and we have the Dunmore cheerleading team. And look at those smiles, the Casey Dental smile cam, every one of them, cheeks frozen with beautiful smiles. So look at all of them. There you go, the Dunmore Bucks cheerleading team, smiling like you can't believe. This one has the best smile. That's a Grippy smile. Hi, wave, let's see. That's my niece, Lauren. She's a Grippy, so she has a Grippy smile. Hey, how did senior night go?
Pretty well. It's all very emotional.
You're such a senior. Congratulations. So senior night, it's Casey Dental Smile Camp. Can I have a whoa senior night? Whoa senior night. See? All right. My niece Lauren makes the best enchiladas. Bob, we're going to have you over. She'll make you enchiladas, okay?
Are you going to bring Stan, too?
Yeah. How do you think this segment went?
Oh, pretty well. Better than last year.
Oh.
Up to you,
Uncle Paul's not going to, he's going to hear about that one for a long time. Let's go back down to the field, though. 4th and inches now for the Bucks to break this scoreless
big
game.
Bodies in there.
Borgia keeps it. I think he's going to have it. He does, and it is a figure law firm touchdown for the Dunmore Bucks.
Borgia did a smart job that time. Instead of going right behind the center, he moved out to the guard gap. There he is. Gets 2-3 yards deep into the end zone.
That's a tough call for Lakeland,
yeah.
and at that with that line. So Paderka in for the extra point. Borgia the holder. 10-play, 40-yard drive after the bad snap on the punt, and the Bucks lead here at home on senior night, 7-0. 4:38 left in the half.
The Dunmore Drugstore, your hometown pharmacy, is a proud sponsor of the Dunmore Bucks football program. Our service is personal because you matter to us. Good luck, Bucks.
Back at Dunmore, the Bucks take a 7-0 lead. That all started with a bad snap on the punt. They got great field position at the Lakeland 40, but it did take them 10 plays to get in.
Well, they chewed up a lot of that clock during the quarter.
Chiefs now trail as Paderka kicks this Keystone College kickoff to the 10-yard line. And Nick Mancuso will bring it up to about the 25-yard line.
Dunmore Seafood Company is your premium seafood market located in the Dunmore Corners. They serve the freshest seafood, hot meals to go, and they even have seafood platters available for all of your holiday and party needs. Dunmore Seafood would like to wish the Dunmore Bucks good luck.
Lakeland on their last possession had opportunities, had the ball inside Dunmore territory, but 2 penalties cost them, a sack and then a bad snap on a punt.
A very bad snap.
Yeah, and that led to the Dunmore touchdown. Back to Spataro. After getting a break in the first quarter, he's back with a couple of carries here in the second. Nice gain of about 6.
Bob, one of the things that I'd like to comment on are a lot of schools have kickers that are soccer players, and it really has upped the efficiency of the extra point for most teams.
This Lakeland offense can run the ball against Honesdale this year, 295 yards on the ground. Chiefs again will keep it on the ground. No room for Spataro. Going to be short of a first down by about 2 yards. Again, no timeouts left for the Chiefs. They used them all. There you see the first-year coach giving the play in. The one guy that is missing, I don't see, is Mellon got shaken up. Their big wide receiver.
Looks like he's on crutches. Somebody's on crutches.
Number 12, we'll check on him.
It looks like it's Chris Mellon.
Sneak by Dipri, and he has a Johnson College first down up to the 38. Well, that's easy when it's when it's short yardage you need. You give it to the big 6'5" kid.
It's tough to take down. You need to gang tackle him. You got to get somebody around his ankles and somebody who can come in and put a good licking on him high.
There you see number 12 is, there he is on the sideline. That's a big loss. Got his, looks like a high ankle sprain or something like that. He has ice on it. That's a huge loss for them, number 12. He was the punter, the kicker, and also a receiver that caught 13 passes on the year. Chris Mellon out for the game. So after that carry, we have second down.
Injuries are a part of the game that you never get used to. It's something that really gets into the minds of the players.
There you see Spataro and Barrett in the backfield. Time ticking here. 2.5 left in the second quarter.
Again, double moves by the receivers.
They're going to go throw it long. He airs it out. Billy Good fighting for the ball, and he'll pull it in. What a great catch for Billy Good. A flag also comes in. And they're going to call it complete. The ball is all the way down at the 12. What a throw by the 6'5" junior.
That had to be more than 50 yards in the air. And of course, the receiver has the advantage here. He can see the ball. Time is jump if need be.
Pass interference on the defense. Penalty is refused. First down.
That ball went almost 60 yards in the air, don't you think?
Yes.
And once here you see it again. He wound that up and let him go. He's a javelin thrower.
See the defender. That's a great catch. I mean, to get his hands underneath the football.
They're inside the Allied Services red zone, trying to tie it up. Oh, bad toss, and Spatero's lucky he picked that one up.
He got
Lost
a good
yard.
bounce. He was able to get a good bounce.
Again, Lakeland shooting themselves in the foot, though.
That was on his back hip. He was fortunate to get a good bounce that time.
1:45 and counting. No timeouts again for the Chiefs. Trying to tie this one up late here in the half.
They don't seem to be in a rush with the time that's left, so they're inside the 14 or 15-yard line.
They can get a first down at the 2. Dunmore just going to send 7 guys. That's Spataro, and they can't get by Stanko. Another loss for the Chiefs. They're going the wrong way.
They haven't been able to get to the perimeter with any kind of acceleration whatsoever. You see here, right away, he's going towards the sidelines rather than planting that foot and getting up the field. And he doesn't do that because there's no holes there.
Stanko's big game this year against Riverside had 9 tackles, 3 losses for a loss.
Here we see Dupree out as a split end. I wouldn't be surprised to see a fade thrown to him.
So Dominic Spataro, the freshman, in at quarterback, as Coach mentioned. They are going to just lay it up for the big guy, and he's touchdown Lakeland. It's a figure law touchdown. Dupree comes back. No call, as maybe he put the hands on the defender.
Well, he said that they might throw a fade. That's exactly what he did. There he does. It's hand-to-hand combat. There's no offensive pass interference there.
Goes down as an 18-yard touchdown, and Billy Good now, who used to kick a lot, he comes in for the extra point. The freshman Spataro the hold. Good snap. And the kick is low liner, but it is through. We'll stay right here. 31 seconds left. What a drive by Lakeland to tie it up.
Matchups. Talk about matchups. There's a matchup that really weighs in the favor of Lakeland Chiefs. You have a 6'5", 240-pound quarterback who just runs into the end zone and can catch the football.
8 plays, 72 yards. That big pass play of about 60 yards as Dupree wound up, found Billy Good, and Lakeland, again, coming off that tough loss last week to Scranton Prep. It's been an inconsistent season, according to the coach.
We've said that over and over again. We expected bigger things from Lakeland in terms of their one-loss record, but they've struggled. They alternate wins and losses. They only one time did they have 2 wins in a row, and that was against Carbondale and Nanticoke.
The one they want to take back is they feel they could have beat West Scranton.
Yeah.
So there you see the first-year coach trying to take his team to a division title and go to 6-4 before they head to the 3A playoffs. Pawarchik, a 12-year assistant, was a 2001 graduate of Lakeland, so he knows the school system. And we're ready for a Keystone College kickoff. Billy Good teeing it up with Mellon down. And on the sidelines. Well, the Bucks they have a little bit of time and 3 timeouts. It's going to depend on the field position, you would think.
Whatever kind of returns they get. Squib it a little bit.
Yep. They will have good field position.
And as the teams get ready to prepare for the second half of football tonight, we visit the Allied Services facility here in Clark Summit with some exciting news. I'm joined by Bill Conboy, the president of Allied Services. And Allied always has been expanding, but this past week, a new expansion into Wilkes-Barre.
Yes, thanks very much. It's really a great week for the Allied Services healthcare system, for the Diocese of Scranton, for the communities of Northeast and Central Pennsylvania, and most importantly, for the residents, the patients, and the employees of the facilities in Wilkes-Barre that Allied Services purchased from the Diocese of Scranton.
And you've been building up to this for a while, looking at it, and finally purchased them this past week. What's your intentions with those facilities?
Yes, after months of work, we intend with these facilities, which are formerly known as Little Flower Manor and St. Therese Residence, which are on Mead Street in Wilkes-Barre, and formerly known as St. Luke's Villa, which is on Northampton Street in Wilkes-Barre. These are skilled nursing facilities, personal care facilities, and one independent living facility. So our intent is to continue the wonderful tradition of care that the Diocese of Scranton has provided for many years, and to bring our resources to improve those facilities and hopefully to improve the care, although it's always been terrific, but to bring our skill set, our clinicians, our expertise to those facilities and continue to operate them as they are.
Yes, the diocese made the establishment in the community, and now Allied Services will continue their work and grow it, make it big, make it prosperous for years to come. And most importantly, you're continuing with the residents, you're continuing with all the staff there as well.
Absolutely. We made that commitment with the diocese when we reached the agreement to purchase the facilities. Certainly to continue to operate them as they are, again, to bring our expertise to all those levels of care. But also, we kept all the employees that wanted to stay with us. Certainly some chose to retire, et cetera. But the great majority, nearly 400 employees, now become employees of Allied Services, bringing our numbers of employment in this community to an excess of 4,000 employees.
So we're one of the largest employers in northeastern and central Pennsylvania, but again, it's always about community with Allied. This is in the heart of Wilkes-Barre. You're going to establish yourself as part of the neighborhood, helping all of Wilkes-Barre, the city, branching out into Luzerne County. That's what Allied does best.
Thank you. That really is our commitment. That's our mission. That's the difference with a not-for-profit healthcare system. Part of our mission is not only the care that we provide, but also to strengthen the communities where we operate. And we're really thrilled to be in this part of Wilkes-Barre. We, of course, have our campus in Wilkes-Barre, the John Hines campus on Mundy Street, but now we move into another section of Wilkes-Barre, and we look forward to continuing to grow these operations and to supporting the community and our employees and the people we care for.
And always good to see a business growing and prospering in northeastern Pennsylvania and doing well. And I'm sure this isn't the end. I'm sure down the road we'll have more announcements because Allied is always growing. But for now, exciting news this week, and I know there's a lot of thrills around the Allied Services community.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Okay, Bill Conboy, the president of Allied Services. They're growing and expanding, and this week the announcement is in Wilkes-Barre. We thank them for their support all season long, and we'll be back with the second half of football right here on Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
We are at the Greater Scranton YMCA today, and I am joined by CEO Trish Fisher. Trish, can you tell us what the mission of the YMCA is?
Sure. So our mission is to put Christian principles into practice through programs that build spirit, mind, and body in all. In other words, it's a holistic approach to helping everybody become the best self they can be.
Can you tell us some of the programs that the Greater Scranton YMCA has to offer?
Absolutely. So we serve children as young as 6 weeks all the way up to, we have members in their late 90s. So we have programs from the Early Learning Center and our nursery school programs to silver sneakers and fall prevention, arthritis classes, et cetera. The list goes on and on.
All right, and can you elaborate on some of the children's programs that you do have here?
Sure. We have, we have STEM, we have Brainiacs, which is just a whole bunch of fun for the kids. We have guitar lessons, we have exercise classes, we have swim lessons in the 2 pools. And specifically for Dunmore, we have the before and after school program and summer camp. So every single day that school is out, we have program for the kid. Well, before and after school is during the school year as well. But if there's a day off, say for Thanksgiving, we will have here at the Y. And this year we're opening it up to any child, not just the Dunmore school district for those days off.
Where can people find out about these great programs that the Scranton YMCA has to offer?
Well, probably the easiest way is to like us on Facebook, Greater Scranton YMCA, but also our website is www.greaterscrantonymca.org, and our phone number is 570-342-8115.
And where is this YMCA located?
706 North Blakely Street in Dunmore.
We'll take a break from this halftime and visit with a local business in the Greenridge neighborhood of Scranton. I'm joined by Courtney Lisk, our State Farm agent. State Farm provides so many services to the area, and you just love your job. But what do you love about your job and being a part of State Farm?
Well, I really love the fact that State Farm is really focused on the communities that we serve and the communities that we live in and work in every day. So it's a big focus of ours to really be involved in our communities and to give back to our communities as much as we can. So that's called the neighborhood of good. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people think of insurance and they just think of their auto insurance or their homeowner's insurance. But my goal here at my agency is to protect all aspects of my customers' lives, which extends much further than just their home and their auto. So I want to be your peace of mind.
Yeah. And this happens to be National Teen Driver Safety Awareness Week. That's something that's important to State Farm and an agent like yourself. What kinds of things are you involved in to promote this?
Well, actually, it is definitely a passion of mine because I have a son that is turning 16 in January. So I know the importance of teaching our kids safe driving habits and making sure they're aware that, the number one cause of death for teens is automobile accidents. So something that is a big problem, and it's something that we really need to encourage people to talk to their kids about and think about. So recently we were able to be a part of a program that we did at West Scranton High School. It was a safe driver simulation project that they did. And it was great to be a part of because we got to see, work with students that are going into the teen driving years, and they got to experience what it was like to be distracted behind the wheel of a vehicle. So, it was a great program, and I think we just need to continue to educate the public and our own families and our children.
I love to hear that businesses are involved and giving back and helping the community. What else do you have planned in the future? I know you're always working on something to help the neighborhood in the area.
Yes, it's a very big passion and focus of ours and my team members here at our agency. So we're going to continue to establish our roots here in the community. We're going to continue to support other local businesses, nonprofit organizations, and as well as our local sports teams. Mm-hmm. Part of what we're doing now is our first annual coat drive. So I'm partnering with 4 other local agents. So we're encouraging the public to drop off new or gently used coats, gloves, hats, or mittens. They could be for men, women, or children. So we're collecting through the end of next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. The pile is growing at 1759 Sanderson Avenue in Scranton. That's the Green Ridge section, so certainly drop off your coat. Thank you so much, Courtney Lisk from the State Farm Agency in Green Ridge of Scranton, for helping us out with football and all the things you're doing in the community. Obviously, State Farm provides all of your insurance needs. So we appreciate your time and your support. And stay with us. We'll have more Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
What? Hi everyone, I am here with Jordan from Quad A Driving Academy. Jordan, thank you for being here with us.
Absolutely.
Can you take us back in time to when you first started driving? Did you love it so much that you wanted to make it your career? Explain that to us.
So I can remember when I started driving. I did love it. It was something that I enjoyed doing. It wasn't something that I feared. It was something that I was looking forward to. And actually how we got our start with Quad A was back when my brother Dennis, the owner, right after college, he was a driving instructor, and he really enjoyed the teaching and instructing of students and helping them achieve that awesome goal of helping them get their license. So an opportunity came up a couple years later where he could buy Quad A, and about 7 years ago he did that, and he did that with in mind that, again, every day he'll be able to be part of that achievement of helping teens and adults of all ages get their licenses, but also to help make Luzerne County and the surrounding areas a safer place to drive for our community.
Oh, that's great. Sounds like we're in good hands on the roads then.
Absolutely.
So I see the Quad A car all the time when I'm driving. I think I see one once a day. But a lot of people, they probably see the car as well, but they don't know exactly what to expect if they were to go into Quad A. Can you explain that? Like, walk us through what it would be like.
So when a new student or, teen or adult come in with their family or by themselves, they're going to experience a welcome feeling. We want to make our students and our families feel welcome because we're a family. So we know what it's like, and we understand the responsibility when a family comes to us and says, hey, we're going to sign our teen, daughter, son, or husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, we're going to, let them drive with you, can we trust you? And the answer is yes, because we've been doing this for a long time. Mm-hmm. And we've been doing this consistently in a way where our instructors really help make the student feel comfortable. And really what our goal is each lesson is helping raise their confidence. And we do it in a way where we don't yell at the students. We don't raise our voices in the car. Mm-hmm. We take a calm approach, because if the instructor's not calm, why is the student going to be calm?
Yeah, I experienced that when I started driving. I remember my parents begging me not to floor it, and if I knew they would be angry, and it makes the driver nervous.
Definitely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Can you explain how you guys are different? Like, why shouldn't somebody just go to an average driving academy? Why Quad A?
So Quad A is different because we're the largest in the area. First of all, we have 17 instructors, certified PA instructors, who go out with our students. We have 7 certified PA state training vehicles. And as of June 1st of this year, we are a PennDOT certified third-party tester, which means all of our teen students, adult students who do lessons and training with us get to test with us. But what it also means is that anybody with a permit in Pennsylvania, a PA learner's driver's permit, can come to us off the street to take their test. So instead of having to maybe wait, a long time to get into the DMV, they could call us up. We could probably schedule it, within 72 hours to take your test off the street. So that's just some of the stuff we offer. But we're also different because we really do care about our students. Mm-hmm. We want to see them succeed on the road after Quad A. We don't want to see them go out. So we really make sure before they even take their test with us that they're fully prepared, because we care about their safety when they leave Quad A and when they pass their license test with us.
Right. And just a reminder to everyone, that's all ages. You don't have to be 16, 17 years old.
Correct.
Take anybody.
You don't have to be a teenager. I mean, we've given the license test to people in their 70s. So, we've all ages from, 16, from the high school student up to just somebody who just, for whatever reason had that fear. Mm-hmm. They were just nervous. They had a bad experience when they were younger in the car with somebody. So we train a lot of adults like that who, get the courage to reach out, and we really love helping those adults, especially because, again, they're a little bit older. For some reason, they were hesitant to get their license. but they come to us and they trust us, and we help them achieve that great milestone of getting their license.
All right, it's good to know. It's never too late to start and get behind
Never,
the wheel. Go
never.
to Quad A.
Absolutely.
Can you tell our viewers where you guys are located and where they can find you?
Absolutely. So first of all, you can go to our website. Our website's quadadrive.com. That's QUAD, A as in Apple, drive.com. You can also visit our Facebook page. That's 4A's, AAAA Driving Academy. In the search bar, just type that in. It'll bring you right to our Facebook page. And if you want to come visit us in our office, we're located 1151 Highway 315, Suite 2 in the Dolphin Plaza, and that's located between Sheets and the Woodlands Inn and Resort.
All right, great. So Quad A, we're going to keep an eye out for the cars on the road, all right?
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Jordan, for being here. And now back to the game.
Back live now at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Dunmore. And before the game, Mark Finan, the athletic director here, getting checked from Allied Services, presented by Michelle Donahue, Lee Laquintano, Judy Aprisco, and Keegan Aprisco on hand. We thank Allied Services for being a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals. Bob Ide, Stan Kaharski in the booth, Paul Grippy down on the sidelines. Lakeland about to receive this kick from Dunmore, and then we'll give you some stats from the first half. And the Keystone College kickoff is underway. Lakeland tying it up late in that second half. Billy Good with some room. Bounces to the outside and steps out of bounds. Lakeland will have good field position, Coach, right at the 36-yard line. What have you seen from the Chiefs in the first half that you liked?
Well, they made a strategic move, putting C.J. Dupree at a split end for their touchdown. Don't be surprised to see them move him around, maybe make him a tight end, put him back out as a split receiver.
Neither team dominating any stats in the first half for Lakeland. Dupree was 3 of 7 for 67 yards. That big pass play of about 50 yards was the key on that drive.
Neither team has rushed the ball really consistently, and they've had to throw the ball, which is fine.
Yeah, Dupree is 5 rushes for 5 yards. Giovanni Spataro came in the second quarter, ran the ball 6 times for just 9 yards. They give it to Spataro, and Borgia makes an ankle tackle for no gain.
Well, there was a different quarterback on that play. So it looks like C.J. Dupree moved to the tight end position.
We thought we would see that, and that brings in the freshman. We talked about him, Dominic Spataro. 1 for 1 on the night, an 18-yard pass to Dupree for a touchdown. On the season, he's 17 passes thrown for 12 complete. Add one of those tonight. 204 yards on the season. 3 touchdowns. So the freshman hands it off to his brother, and his brother's up for about 5.
Here with just a stretch play. And Dupree can move to that side. He was the tight end on the left that time. Create a little bit of a seam. Picks up 5 yards. And here comes Dupree, split to the right.
It looks like they're
Again,
going
there's a mismatch.
double cover him, though.
Yeah,
Borgia.
like Borgia's coming over to give some help.
So the freshman looked and then had to take it, and is taken down for a 3-yard loss. 4th down on the way for Lakeland. It's Kinsel again on the tackle.
One of the things, you have a freshman quarterback, especially one that measures at 5'8", it's tough to see over the line. You got to get him out of there, perhaps on sprints or rollouts or something like that, because if he's going to simply go to a drop back, he's going to be in trouble.
Again, Chris Mellon, the punter and wide receiver, the senior, was injured in the first half. Billy Good now back doing the kicking. Last time they tried this, the snap went over his head in the first half. It led to one of the Dunmore touchdowns. To the Dunmore touchdown, I should say. Another bad snap. Good picks it up, he eats it, and he's taken down at the 5. That's where Dunmore will take over. Inside the Allied Services red zone. 1st and goal, Bucks.
Deja vu all over again. Parents, save money on your car insurance. Quad A Driving Academy is a certified PennDOT third-party tester. We have helped over 10,000 new drivers become safe and confident licensed drivers. Save money by checking us out at quadadrive.com.
Lakeland beating themselves. Have a chance now. Maybe you can take a look at that snap.
That one appeared to be low.
Yep.
Let's see where it is. Yeah.
Oh, right through his hands.
He should have caught that.
A mistake by Billy Good, the senior, and it gives Dunmore a chance to take back the lead. Power eye, they're going to go to the air. Borgia to fade away out of the hands of Temperino.
Bob, one of the things that you teach your receivers, and of course when you're back there to kick as a punter, you're a receiver, is that when that ball is low, you've got to get your elbows inside your shoulders, get your hands underneath the ball, and if nothing else, hug that ball rather than try to catch it in your fingers like you normally would.
The Lakeland defense has not played bad, but you can't give Dunmore short fields like
No,
they had. 40 yards on the first drive in the first half. This one's 5 yards. 2 mistakes on special teams has cost the Chiefs. Dunmore trying to take advantage of that. They did lead 7-0 before Lakeland tied it up late in the first half. Back to the ground. Dawkins behind the big offensive line. It is a touchdown by Christian Buckley, a figure law touchdown.
Dunmore was in an unbalanced set to the right. And essentially it was a blast. Here you'll see it. This reads a good block by number 71, is it?
Yep. It was Buckley in for his
outside.
12th touchdown of the year for the junior running back.
Mistakes like they've had on the punt formation is really very, very difficult to take. I mean, you're in a football game here. You made a great play to score a touchdown near the end of the half, and you give up an easy touchdown here.
And Paterka's point after attempt is good. And the Bucks take a 7-point lead here in the third quarter. We are ready for the Keystone College kickoff from the Bucks. Lakeland now trailing by 7 after they give up a short field to Dunmore, and we're waiting to go. And you know, you make a mistake, and that's what happens. It costs you.
Especially that deep in your own territory. On the 5-yard line, it's tough to keep the opponent out of the end zone.
Nice deep kick, taking about the 7-yard line. Mancuso again. He's almost tripped up, stays on his feet. Nice return and a big hit out of bounds. Put on by Dawkins, and that's where Lakeland will take over.
The Dunmore Drugstore, your hometown pharmacy, is a proud sponsor of the Dunmore Bucks football program. Our service is personal because you matter to us. Good luck, Bucks.
So the Chiefs come back out. Now at the 26, down 7 now. And let's see who the quarterback will be number 1 still, as Dupree is going to go to the tight end spot. He's actually lined up as a tackle. And Spataro loses the ball. Still down, it's still out. And I think Dunmore might have it, and they do. It was going to be the best run of the night for the Chiefs. Instead, it bounces on the ground, and the Bucks are there to get it.
Tommy Lewis is here. Great move to avoid that tackle. He accelerates. Just the ball just slips out of his hands. And a host of people are in there. It looks like Tommy Lewis is the one that finally comes up with the football.
It does. Number 7 had it, and you said it, Coach. It slipped right out of his hand. It was a nice run. He was lucky to get away from Dawkins in the backfield.
I'm a little surprised at the fact that he didn't start the football game. That is Giovanni Spataro, and he's certainly, with that run, he looked very healthy.
Another mistake from the Chiefs, a turnover. It's actually the first of the game for either team. And Borges is going to go. He's got plenty of time. Throws it out into the flat. Hits Tommy Lewis. Lewis still on his feet inside the 30 to the 23.
Stephen Borges has been very impressive throwing the football tonight. He's showed patience in the pocket. He reads the defense, finds the receiver on a crossing route. Tommy Lewis just goes down the sidelines and really punishes the tackler.
17-yard gain. It is a Johnson College first down. Coach McHale wanted it at the 20.
Big series here for Dunmore and for Lakeland. Lakeland's got to keep them out of the end zone. They don't want to fall behind by 2 scores.
Borgia with the keep, waiting for a block from Dawkins, gets it. He puts his shoulders down and picks up another 4 yards. It is a Johnson College first down for the Dunmore Bucks.
Good ball handling here. It was a very effective fake. And you can see he finishes the run. We've talked about this every week, Bob, that as a runner, you want to be the hammer and the tackler's the nail. I hate using cliches, but that's how you want to finish your run.
Picked up 32 yards on the last 2 carries. They're inside the Allied Services red zone, trying to blow this one open. Buckley to the end zone, and he is in for a figure-long touchdown for the Dunmore Bucks.
Christian Buckley makes a great move when he receives the handoff. A little bit of a jump cut to his left. You'll see it here, there it is. And he just finds that seam, transfers the ball away from the defense, and gets inside the pylon.
2 touchdowns in a row for Buckley, 13 on the season. They go 3 rushes, 49 yards. That's Dunmore Buck football.
Certainly was. The pass didn't hurt them either, the one to Tommy Lewis.
Turka in for the PAT is up, and it is through. So 14 unanswered points early here in the 3rd quarter has the Bucks up 14 now, 21-7 over the Lakeland Chiefs. Well, it's not often you come in and say Dunmore's just 5-4, but they've had a tough schedule, and the teams they lost to, except for that Mid-Valley game, stands out. The teams they lost to all have winning records.
Yes, and they've played well in some of their losses. The prep game, they gave up big plays on special teams. The Wyoming area game, they played a tough game there against Western Wayne. It was tied going into the 4th quarter. So those are 3 of their 4 losses that not necessarily they won, but they came very, very close. And again, it's growing pains. This program has a lot of young players, of course, a new head coach. And so you have to be impressed with the fact that they're in the position that they are tonight.
The Dunmore schedule brought to you by the State Farm Agency of Courtney Lisk on Sanderson Avenue in Scranton.
In the first 24 minutes, Dunmore scored 1 touchdown. In the last 3.5 minutes, they've scored 2 more, put them up 21-7.
And both off of Chief mistakes.
Absolutely. You can't put the ball on the turf.
Let's see now if they go back to C.J. Dupree as the quarterback.
Well, that fumble by Zapatero, what can you say?
Nothing.
It just slips out of his, he didn't secure the ball enough, just slipped out of his hands.
Keystone College kickoff taken by Billy Good at about the 7, and he's taken down quickly.
Number 88.
Kieran Reyes.
What I liked about that, Bob, see what he did? He got himself in position, forced the runner to make the move, got him around the legs without really diving at him. I've been harping for the last couple of weeks at the poor tackling that I've seen in the games that we've done recently, but it translates even into the college and the pro ranks, people diving at feet and not securing the tackle.
They had about 60 yards rushing in the first half. They picked up 49 yards on the ground on their last series, did the Dunmore Bucks. So they get that running game going. It's going to be tough. Now here are the Chiefs, suddenly down 2 scores. They leave the freshman in as the quarterback. And it's Patero going nowhere. That Bucks defense now got a feast.
They're taking control of the line of scrimmage. Again, number 75 does a great job. That was Seamus Cadden, a senior, 5'9", 230 pounds. Lakeland's got to get some momentum back. They're back on their heels a little bit now because of the 2 quick scores on the part of Dunmore, and they look very lethargic coming out of the huddle. No rush whatsoever. And here we see Dupree is the split end.
Let's see if they go out to him. We have a flag and delay of game.
Delay of game.
Yeah, they, like you said, no urgency coming out of that huddle. They took their time.
You know, body language tells an awful lot at any level. You see guys kind of meandering around. They're not running to the line of scrimmage. They don't seem to have any urgency whatsoever. And you can't play that way. You've got to be intense. And when you do play that way, you inspire the other team to knock you under the chin and really take the game away from you.
That's what Dunmore has done. They've put a knocking on Lakeland, and the Chiefs are coming out woozy.
This is there's not a good thing when you have to call a timeout like this.
David Pawarchik, the first season coach. Jeff Wasilchak, the longtime coach over there, stepped aside. Now, time to look at some district standings as the playoffs start next week, Coach. Wyoming area beating Pittston area tonight. Western Wayne and Prep in a battle up at Lake Ariel. And Lake Lehman now losing big to Dallas, and Lakeland losing here. So Wyoming area's locked that first seed in, right? Yes. Pretty much now. So it depends who gets that bye. Is it Prep or Western Wayne?
You know, from a health standpoint, that week off helps. You just hope that it doesn't interfere with the momentum that you've built up. And that particularly applies to Prep because they've been on a roll.
Yeah, they're one of the hottest teams around. They lost early on in the season, but they turned it around with some good play by some younger players.
Their defense has gotten better. I mean, it's always been pretty good, but they've gotten much better. And I can't say enough about Patty Grady. He's really developed into a fine quarterback.
Quarterback sneaks to Dupree. He's got room. He picks up a block and is trying to just muscle his way ahead. He's holding on to the ball somehow in the second down play. Carries guys 3 yards. 6'5", 245 pounds. He's a tough man to take down.
He's very difficult to tackle, especially when he runs. And watch the stiff arm that he uses here.
Dawkins, or should say Buckley. Now he stopped there, but he's still moving his feet.
And he's bringing about 600-700 pounds along with him.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 4. You speak of Western Wayne real quickly. Last week they scored 42 points right here. Well, Prep's right now holding them to 3. Scranton Prep's leading 21-3 now in the 3rd.
Well, Prep most recently has been difficult to run against. You've had to throw the ball against them to be effective.
And Dupree this time, Dunmore says, you're not going anywhere. Temporino on the bottom again. And they'll be forced to punt, which has been a challenge for the Chiefs.
Dunmore has made big plays in certain situations when they've had to. Again, Temporino's right there with a host of other Dunmore defenders. Okay, we're going to see where this the snap is going to go.
Hasn't been good the last 2 times. Of course, Billy Good might have been able to catch that ball last time. Good angle right here. Good snap. They get it away, and a good kick by Billy Good. Backs Borgia up inside his 40. And Borgia takes it up to about the 45-yard line.
Dunmore Seafood Company is your premium seafood market located in the Dunmore Corners. They serve the freshest seafood, hot meals to go, and they even have seafood platters available for all of your holiday and party needs. Dunmore Seafood would like to wish the Dunmore Bucks good luck.
5:45 left in the third quarter. Up to the Chiefs defense now to keep them in the game.
Here Dunmore's in an end-over formation towards their bench. Quick trap.
Going nowhere, and there's the defense. Good start for them as they stack up Stanko. Getting in there, looks like Douglas and Robbie Thomas.
Lakeland's defensive front has done an admirable job tonight. They have really prevented Dunmore from having really long gains. Buckley's touchdown, the last one, was 15 yards or so. But for the most part, they've stopped the running game pretty effectively.
They really haven't given up that big play like they did last week to Scranton Prep. The mistakes have come on special teams in a short field. Dawkins next to Borgia, and a little quick out to Buckley, and Buckley up to midfield. Brings up third down.
It'll be 3rd and 5. Again, it's simple. What would normally be a 3-step drop. The receiver runs down about 6 to 7 yards and just turns inside. When you have a soft corner playing over there, Bob, that's a pitch and catch.
Now, you talk about that body language. This is where the Chiefs defense needs to play strong.
They do. They need to get the ball back, force a punt here, get themselves back into the game. There's a little over 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, so plenty of time for them to get back into this football game.
Little end around to Buckley, and Lakeland's right there. They got him. Great job shooting in Shane Barrett. 4th and long, and the Bucks will have to put it up in the air on a punt.
Sometimes you have to make better decisions like this. He tries to make something out of nothing, and in the process loses additional yardage, forces a longer punt.
So this will be Hidalgo Klein, the freshman, to punt. They're going to give Borgia a little bit of a break. Let's see. High snap. Good job by the punter to get it away, and a good kick. Fair catch caught at the 25-yard line by Pigeon.
Friday Night Rivals is brought to you by the legendary taste of Grotto Pizza, a northeastern Pennsylvania favorite since 1953. Order online now at www.grottopizzapa.com.
One score to report that Dunmore fans will be looking at. Northwest is beating Riverside. Third quarter, 27-14. So Riverside loses. No matter what happens to Dunmore, they'll take the top seed in District 2 AA and have home field advantage. So the Chiefs back out. Looks like Dupree will go back to his quarterback position. They need to get something on the scoreboard here in the second half. They've been shut out so far. Quick out to Billy Good. He picks up a couple blocks, and great tackle in the open field.
That was
Buckley.
Christian Buckley. Again, a very effective tackle. That was a lateral. If he doesn't catch that ball, it's live.
But he had blockers up there, and if he got by Buckley, he still might be running.
If you watch Lakeland's offensive front, they're hands on hips, they're sucking wind, look at 53 and 54, and they're coming out of the huddle. Again, that body language would irritate me to no end.
Well, how many players play both ways on this field tonight? A lot. Many of them.
But again, that's the challenge, to be conditioned. I mean, this is the 10th week of the season. You have to work hard to stay conditioned.
Same play, other side to Pigeon this time. And Pigeon up to close to a Johnson College first down. It depends on the mark. He had to get to the 35 with the line to gain.
He hasn't been targeted that much tonight. He's been their leading receiver. I'm not sure whether that's his first catch or his second.
Galvano on the tackle. It is a Johnson College first down. The Chiefs will keep the ball.
Here we have a 2-by-2 set. Lots of room towards the Chiefs bench.
They'll keep 8 guys in the box. Well, Dunmore, they bring the rush. Dupree gets out of it, but he can't get it away. It's going to end up as a sack, a loss of about 1 yard. Seamus Cadnigan.
Fake the pass. It's amazing. Sometimes he's carrying 5 and 6 other defenders, and other times he's taken down with the one-arm tackle. But he is a force when he's running the football.
Kevin McHale, the head coach, also still calling the defensive plays. What will he call up? He's going to keep about 7, 8 guys in the box.
3-by-1 set here, passing set.
The slot receiver isn't covered. Let's see if he can get it to him. Try to screen, and Taro just couldn't get it off the turf. It was a low pass.
Low pass. And that's probably been one of the, I don't want to say criticisms, but one of the things that CJ's accuracy has not been what we thought it would be.
Well, they had Billy Good in the slot, as you saw, and the guy playing him was 15 yards down the field. Walking out of the huddle, no problem with the play clock. But a big 3rd down
Same
for
formation.
the Chiefs.
Trips to one side, split into the other.
Dupree back and doesn't like what he saw. Flips it out to Spataro. He's got a Johnson College first down.
Great job by C.J. Dupree that time. He creates something out of very little. You see, he's looking to his left, decides to start to run, and then he just flips the ball to Spataro.
You know who's good at that? Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, he is. And Russell Wilson.
And now C.J. Dupree, because it keeps the drive going.
And that's important because there's only 40 seconds, less than 40 seconds left in the quarter.
Would like to see a little more urgency, though, out of the Chiefs.
We're going to call motion.
Yeah, I think it's a motion. This pass is going to go downfield, but I think it's going to be for not. Goes incomplete. John Loomis is our referee tonight, trying to see if Coach McHale wants it. Back them up 5.
That ball's in the air for 50 yards. He's got a tremendously strong arm.
Accepted penalty. 1st down and 15.
I've seen that a couple times, that illegal shift. What's Lakeland doing?
It looks like the motion man starts to bend towards the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped. I mean, that seems to be the logical explanation. And that's not a usual motion. That's the play that he flips the ball. But it was the play after that.
Looks like Spataro lost it again.
Yeah, almost. The turf saved him, I think.
Clock stops on the penalty with 18 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
Well, the clock is down to 7. The play clock. They're going to be hit with another penalty here if they don't hurry up.
Can't call a timeout again.
Nope, there it is.
They're not going to get it away. And again, the urgency on this Lakeland sideline.
They call the timeout. So
another timeout by the Chiefs.
That'll leave them with 1. And again, you put yourself in a bad situation. You're trying to come back. You're down 2 scores. It's the end of the 3rd quarter. And I don't like to be redundant about this, but the body language on the Chiefs is not good. They're just walking out of the huddle. There's no urgency for them to get to the line of scrimmage and make a successful play.
Well, let's take a quick look at the 6A standings heading into this week. Delaware Valley's wrapped up the top spot. They're going to have a tough game tonight with Scranton. Wilkes-Barre and Scranton both losing, and Williamsport will definitely come in as the 4 seed. So Delaware Valley most likely taking on Williamsport. Scranton and Wilkes-Barre will battle it out next week. But Delaware Valley, the overwhelming favorite to take the 6A title.
They've been on a roll. You just take a look at the team statistics, and they are head and shoulders way above their competitors in that division. Keith Allsummer and his staff has established a premier program here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And I tip my hat to him because he got enough courage to take his team to play teams like Penn Ridge or a team in Florida to prepare them for their Lackawanna Football Conference foes.
This should be the last play of the third quarter after the timeout. Just one left for the Chiefs. They're going to do a quarterback draw. Dupree shedding a couple tackles and bounces over, almost lost the ball. They're going to say he was down, and that will do it for the third quarter in the book. So when we return, it will bring up another second down for Lakeland. They trail to Dunmore by 14 after 3. Nice crowd on hand. Our Casey Dental Smile Cam trying to find some smiles out in this Dunmore crowd. The bundled up. Not too cold out though, Coach.
No, not at all. It's a nice night for football.
It is, and they're rooting on their Buck team. And they see them up 21-7 as we get set for quarter number 4. Bob Ide, Stan Kaharski, and Paul Grippy here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Dunmore with 2 touchdowns in that third quarter. They've taken this lead by 14. As we come out, Lakeland has a second down and 5 from their own 47. There is 6'5", 245-pound C.J. Dupree, number 18, the quarterback. Big rush put on, and he gets through. Got to tuck that ball, and he does, and he takes a slide at the 40-yard line. Surprised after he's been just putting his shoulder down lately. It is a Johnson College first down.
He's elusive. For his young man as big as he is, he's elusive. But that's a little bit of a surprise right there, since he's been carrying 3 or 4 tacklers on his back.
Ball at the 41-yard line.
A little more urgency coming out of the huddle that time.
Give it to Spataro, but the Bucks are there for the draw.
Lakeland's offensive line has been somewhat inconsistent. Sometimes they're really getting off the ball. Other times Dunmore's front is penetrating and getting to the running backs before they get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, the coaching staff just trying anything to break something for the Chiefs, right? I mean, they're trying everything.
It's on the players' shoulders. They need to play with much greater passion and intensity.
Oh, they go 4 wides now. Dunmore looking to blitz. They back off. Dupree with time, but gets chased. And he throws it behind Mancuso, I think. Or is that Billy Good?
Billy Good.
And Billy Good almost had his head ripped off by Borgia.
After that last the quarter intermission, I was watching the Chiefs coming back on the field, and 2 of their linemen were exchanging something. One seemed to be lecturing the other, perhaps to try to buoy his spirits and for him to play with greater intensity. So I think some of them are aware of the fact that their teammates aren't really putting forth the effort that they should be when you're down by 2 scores.
So Tommy Lewis was on that coverage, number 6. He came over, so a big third down now. At this point in the game, you need 2 downs to get 11. You need to keep the drive going for your Lakeland.
Well, they're in a stack to the bench. 3 receivers, all 5 are out.
And Dupree's got tons of time. Around 2 players. Someone has to come back for the ball. He's just going to tuck it. And why not? And great open field tackle by Stanko. He's going to be about 4 yards short is Dupree.
He is quite an athlete. I mean, you see him here, very instinctive, tries to create something.
He's holding the ball like a loaf of bread.
Well, we said that earlier. You got to tuck that ball away. You can't afford to put it on the turf, being down 2 scores with 9:50 to go in the contest.
Biggest 4th down of the game. Biggest play of the game if you're a Lakeland Chief. Dupree looks winded. Oh, movement up front again by the Bucks, and that's going to cost them. They saw that in that first half, and they did it again.
Kids will be kids.
Encroachment. Defense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
It happened in the first half. The Bucks did the same exact thing. It gave Lakeland
and at the same spot,
first down.
over the football.
Yeah.
You look at that football until you see it being snapped. I can understand sometimes guys that are playing on the edge and they come off trying to get a good start off the ball. But when you're over the football, there's no excuse for you to be offsides.
Johnson College first down. The ball now inside the 30-yard line. The Chiefs down 14. Here comes the blitz. Dupree back into this, lay it up. No one's down there. And it almost picked off by Christian Buckley.
He was out of bounds, though. He was out of the end zone. Even if he had caught that, it would have been an incompletion.
Dupree, though, has to make a better choice on that. Maybe he thought he was expecting someone down there. They haven't really been able to get passes downfield, though, for Lakeland.
No, except for the one, the big one.
Yep.
But they're trying. That's the one thing.
Well, they did pass the ball against Lehman for 153 yards this year. That's their high. Here comes the blitz again. Dupree gets it over the middle, and he had his receiver, Pigeon. He just dropped the ball. Went right in and out of his hands.
Well, they're in two-down territory, so they've got 10 yards to pick it up. The ball's on the 29 or so.
Two straight incompletions from Dupree. About 9 minutes left in this game. Lakeland walking up to the line of scrimmage. Here comes the blitz again. Dupree going the wrong way, and he holds the ball, and he's taken down for a sack. Stanko there, but it also looks like Valvano came in from his safety spot.
Bringing pressure. Great stunt that forces the tackle to go outside, and Valvano comes inside where he was aligned.
Lost him 20 yards on the sack. You would think he needs to just throw that away, right?
You see him coming. I mean, Valvano was coming like a freight train and move out of the pocket, move to the bench, throw the ball away.
So on fourth down from the 45, they're going to go for it. They only have one timeout left, and the play clock's at 1. To get it away,
Dunmore took a timeout.
Dunmore took the timeout and saved Lakeland. 8:06 remaining in this game. So again, playoffs start next week. We'll take a look at the District 2. It's really District 2 and 11, sub-regional 5A. Southern Lehigh's been leading all year long. South is playing well, and it's the fight for 3 and 4. Who's going to get it? Pokemon East, Wallen-Paupack, or Valley West?
Paupack's been on a little bit of a downturn. They're Abington tonight, I believe they're playing. If they can win that game, they'll put themselves in a little bit better position.
They are defending 5A champs. So what do you have for fourth down and 25, Coach? Anything? Let Dupree try to run it?
No, you have to throw the ball here. Dunmore has 5 guys in the secondary, 3 loosened up linebackers, and 3 down people. Let's see if they bring in one of those guys. Only a 3-man rush.
Dupree rolling, just going to throw it up for grabs. 3 Dunmore Bucks, and it's picked off. Wait a minute. Who has the ball? There was 3 Dunmore Bucks there, but Lakeland had the ball. They're going to say it's a catch. Patero down there, number 26. What happened there? That's one of those we need to see the replay.
You got to knock the ball down. You can't go up and try to catch it. It's Lakeland's ball.
Look at this again. We'll slow it down when the ball comes down. Just throws it up for grabs.
There's 3 Dunmore defenders.
Well, they're going to run a quick play.
Pateros.
I don't know if we have another angle. I see.
Well, that's the play. I mean, you throw the ball up and hope for something good to happen. And
Here we go. Valvano had it, bobbled it. Spatero's Johnny on the spot. They both come down with the ball, and the referee can't see it, and they call it a Lakeland possession. Wow. And then they run a play for 8 yards. Let's go down to Paul. He had a great sight on that. What do you have, Paul?
Yeah, Bob, from down on the field, it was pretty clear. It bounced off the chest of a Dunmore defensive player right into the hands of the Lakeland receiver. So it was a ricochet, and you could just feel the life deflate out of the Dunmore sideline when it happened.
Let's see if they take advantage. Thank you, Paul. Spataro nowhere. Great tackle on the inside. Big number 67, Austin Brislin. The sophomore stops him, but it's 3rd and 2. They're inside the Allied Services red zone.
They've got to pick up their pace. Their pace is, they're getting the play on the sidelines. There's 20-some seconds on the play clock. We're down to 6:38. There's got to be a greater urgency on their part. They're down to 2 scores.
Well, they have to score a touchdown. That's the easy part. Then they have to stop Dunmore. First things first, they give it to Dupree, and he's got a touchdown, and he's trying to get a first down. He's trying to get a touchdown. It's a Johnson College first down, 1st and goal for Lakeland at the 2. They're going to come up quick. If I'm them, give it to Dupree. Just let him keep it. He does. It goes left side, still on his feet, and Dunmore's going to be there.
Great job by number 32 from Dunmore, who came upfield and forced.
How tired is the junior? Can barely stand at this point. Just to give Dupree a break, I'm handing the ball off. They're going to throw a quick into Pigeon. Goes incomplete. Good defense by Lewis. 3rd down. Again,
it's a strange game. You know, plays that occur that are serendipitous for one team and harmful to the other. But when you're in a situation, you have your 3 teammates there, rather than catch it, just slam the ball down. Even if you intercept it, you're going to be way back in your own territory. If it's an incompletion, you have the ball on the 50-yard line.
Well, there you see part of the difficulty. They're getting the play from the sideline. They're running 30 yards downfield to get the play. 3 seconds on the play clock. They get it away. Here comes the rush. Out to the pitch, and it's picked off. This is a no-doubter. Intercepted by Valvano, and Dunmore takes over.
Oh, come on. He steps up in the pocket. The open receiver, Valvano, just closes on that like all defensive backs, you'd like them to do it.
They're lucky that wasn't a pick 6.
Yes.
Because Valvano got tripped up by Pigeon. I'm surprised they didn't run the ball with Mr.
Well, he might be fatigued.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Dunmore going half the distance to the goal, 1st and 10 from the 2-yard line.
Now, in my opinion, Bob, that's a bad call. I mean, this is an emotional game, and I don't think Valvano pointed at the bench of Lakeland. he pointed downfield. Let the kids play. It's not embarrassing.
So Dunmore is going to have the ball at their own 2-yard line. If anything, the Chiefs get a little bit of a break there. The defense needs to stop them, but I got to tell you, Lakeland looks exhausted. It's going to give Borgia a sneak. He gets out to about the 5.
And Lakeland only has the one timeout left. There's a little under 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go here. They're going to take their good old time, use that play clock.
First-year coaches on both sides. They've had their challenges tonight.
And they both coached under really good high school football coaches, Jeff Wasilchak and Jack Henses.
Oh, we've seen a lot of strange plays tonight, and that's a big one right there.
That's a big
that could be the
first down.
biggest Johnson College first down of the game by Buckley.
He hits that hole hard and breaks a couple of tackles, gets out to almost the 15-yard line. So it's 1st and 10.
Dunmore could run this clock out, and with the win, take a share of the Lackawanna Football Conference Division III title. Pretty much lock up home field advantage in the District 2 AA playoffs.
Well, we'll have a clearer picture by 11 o'clock tonight, perhaps, when all the scores are available. Nice cut there.
Dawkins through.
Sean Dawkins.
Shane Barrett on the tackles, shaken up.
Dawkins hasn't had too many carries tonight, Bob. It's been Buckley and Stephen Borgia.
Just one timeout for the Chiefs. They've had opportunities tonight, the Lakeland, but they lost a couple of
that first
special teams.
That first 3.5 minutes of the second or third period really turned this game around.
Stanko with a big hole and still on his feet. Nick Stanko up for a big gainer. Longest run of the season, goes all the way into Chief territory.
There's just a quick hitter. Stanko shows good speed, protects that football. Smart kid. Covers up that tackle.
39-yard gain, and that should maybe just about do it. 4 more downs upcoming. Chiefs can only stop the clock one time if they choose to. And the Bucks trying to get win number 6 on the season. It wasn't as easy maybe as you might expect, as Buckley is bouncing out. He's up to the 30. Another Johnson College first down. Lakeland takes that final timeout. I think it's just to give their guys a breather. They look exhausted.
They are fatigued. You see 53, 54.
For the Chiefs, they're into the playoffs in 3A. Of course, they pulled off a big upset last year, beating Wyoming Area, who was the top seed at the time.
Bob, you made a point well taken about the fact that a lot of these players are playing on both sides of the football. And when you're carrying 280 pounds or 300 pounds, that's going to take its toll on you over the course of a game.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a look at the 2A standings as I try to track down a score, and we have a score from the Riverside game. 40-30 in the fourth quarter, Northwest up 10. So Dunmore will be the top seed. Riverside at this point number 2. And the next 2 still to be decided. Susquehanna's winning tonight over Holy Redeemer. Mid-Valley and Carbondale are playing each other. I'll try to get a score on that as well. But you would think it's Riverside and Dunmore who will have the fast track maybe to the finals. Of course, they have to win their opening round games. Well, it wasn't easy. Maybe, as I said, not as easy as some people may have expected, especially after what Prep did to Lakeland. Give the Chiefs a lot of credit. They held there.
They made plays. They made some plays, but their inability to rush the football hurt them a lot tonight. You know, C.J. Dupree did his share of running the football, but he didn't have much help. I think the longest run that they had besides him was Spataro's, and he fumbled the ball.
Well, Lakeland does have some players up front banged up. Couple more plays. That should just about do it for Dunmore to pull up the win. Stanko stopped by Spataro. They help each other up.
Host of tacklers that time, Douglas, Robbie Thomas.
Looks like Scranton Prep will beat Western Wayne. They're late in that game. They're up 11. Wyoming area is beating Pittston area. So if Prep wins, they'll be the 2 seed. Get that break in 3A. But the road to the championship in 3A will have to go through Exeter. Right here, the road for AA will have to come right through Dunmore again. 5 straight they've won, I think Paul said, right?
I think we were here last year when they played Susquehanna.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. A timeout call by Dunmore. 48 seconds left.
At Quad A Driving Academy, our students do not have to go to the DMV to take their test. They test with us. Less stress means a higher pass rate. We are the only full-service driving training school able to serve Luzerne, Lackawanna, and nearby counties. Check us out at quadadrive.com.
This will be our last regular season game. We want to thank all of our sponsors who have made Friday Night Rivals possible in 2019. They will continue into the playoffs. We'll be off next week, and then we'll have a district championship on Friday, November 8th. That's when we will return to the air. You can check out our vlog, though, this week online on Twitter and Facebook. As Stan and I, along with Jan Sechak, break down a couple of the playoff games. You'll see. Great job by the crew this week, as always, and throughout the whole season. Getting you the pictures, the audio, and the graphics, everything done. Dunmore is going to score. Christian Buckley goes in. His 3rd touchdown of the night.
This puts the cherry on top of the cake. Nice kick-out block by 67. Buckley waltzes into the end zone. Again, Lakeland's pooped.
So another PAT. Durka is up and through. Take a quick timeout. 21-point lead for the Bucks. Back for the Keystone College kickoff. Little squibber. And Lakeland's going to run it out a little bit. It's Barrett. Figure one play, and that may be about it.
Congratulations.
Oh, 21 points were scored in the second half, all by the Bucks. Lakeland had their opportunity to cut into it, but they couldn't.
Well, they
beat
made
themselves.
big mistakes.
Yeah.
As we said, that 3.5 minutes of the third quarter, Dunmore was able to score 2 touchdowns. And again, it was the poor snaps that put Dunmore in field position.
And I think the Chiefs just wore down. They just got too tired towards that fourth quarter. They had, I mean, how about that play where Dunmore should have intercepted it? Giovanni Spatero's right there, pull it in.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than it is to be good.
Believe me, I live by that standard.
Play action, throw the ball.
A little throw down for Barrett. Billy Good completes it up to the 45. The clock will stop.
Barrett's pass complete to Billy Good. Moves the ball to the Dunmore 45.
Riverside is coming back in that game. Fourth quarter, they're down 2. 40-38. 90 seconds left.
Well, they can score. They throw the ball all over the universe.
But it doesn't really matter because the Bucks clinched that top seed. And they will be the overwhelming favorite. They already beat up Riverside this year, 51-7. The only team they lost to, Mid-Valley, was a bit of a shock in week number 2, but the Bucks have gotten back to Dunmore football. They're going to try the same play again. Spatero just going to wing it up. No, but drop down, and this is going to be the longest 18 seconds of my life. The only playoff rankings we didn't look at was 4A, Coach, and that's where probably the most competitive between Dallas, Valley View, and Berwick. Of course, Dallas has beaten both of them, but still.
Well, you did that
games.
game last week.
Yeah.
And, Berwick did not take advantage of some early field position situations.
I tried to get Kieran's attention for
Barrett's just going to lay it up and go down and see if Dupree can pull it down. And it's tipped in for a touchdown, a figure-long touchdown to Billy Good from Lakeland. 1 second left in the game.
Little tip and good concentration to be able to catch the ball. Sometimes good things can happen when you just throw it up.
That was Shane Barrett who just threw it up. I think he was going for Dupree, right? Oh, no. It hit off of somebody's hand. I didn't
Looked
get
like
it.
Spataro.
Maybe 26, yeah? No,
29.
29. Romanowski. And right into Billy Good's hands, reminiscent of the last pass play. So they're downfield passes. Think about it. Right?
Yes.
I mean, one was 50 yards in the first half, was a jump ball. They go to Dupree on a jump ball. He runs it in. They throw one down, it goes off a Dunmore player into his hands, and this one right off a Lakeland player in for a touchdown.
It's like playing on the playground. You know, you just go out there with your buddies, throw the ball deep, and hope something good happens.
Because why not? We'll look at 4A. They got nothing else to talk about, Coach.
No. Well, we might see another play here.
Well, we're going to see a play, and we're going to see a kickoff. 1 second left in this game.
So Dallas is a shoe-in. Valley View should be.
All 3 of those top teams won tonight.
Valley View won?
Yeah. So Berwick will, well, they have to play it out. There's 8 teams in the playoffs. The question mark is the Abington game against Paul Pack tonight. who was going to be that last seed and have to go to Dallas. And it looks like Northwest is going to hang on to beat Riverside. Looks like Lakeland's going to leave the offense on and go for 2. I don't even see C.J. Dupree out there. Oh, there's all kinds of movement. Oh. Offensive lineman catching the ball. In for the 2-point.
There was motion.
There was all kinds of motion. I think the referees just want to get out of here. Whoa, looks cool. Oh, they're all, I mean, everything going wrong on that play.
That's an illegal pass. You can't have a 53 and become an eligible receiver. At least that's the way the rule used to read. I think that they're meeting there.
Well, folks, literally 1 second left in this game. I've never seen 21 points scored in 1 second before.
But at that, he doesn't have a number. Anybody between 50 and 79 is ineligible, no matter where they line up.
John Loomis, I think, going to come out and tell us now, the referee, if we get a shot in. There's the flag, and there it is. So the referee yep, that's what he's calling. Illegal pass, forward
and rightly
pass.
so.
Yep, and it was a 2-point conversion. So the 15 will come off the board. The final score will be 28-13. All they have to do is kick it.
That's all they have to do is kick it.
Well, it was an interesting last 30 seconds of the game.
Illegal forward pass on the 2-point conversion.
I know Paul is waiting down there. He'll have our Allied Services players of the game. Let's see. I don't know if he'll grab a quick word with the coach, because he may have plans after the game, and now we're just wasting time.
I think he's supposed to take his niece for ice cream tonight.
Well, after he embarrassed her, he should.
Looks like Lakeland has all their substitutes on the kickoff team for the most part.
Well, Dunmore will take home the Friday Night Rivals' last trophy of the season.
Which has been a nice feature that we've had over the 10 weeks to award a trophy, and also for the student athlete.
It will be a Keystone College kickoff, though. All they have to do is touch it. Just hang on to it, and that will do it. That is the game, finally, here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Dunmore. The final score will read 28-13. Both teams headed to the playoffs. And really, Dunmore dominated in that second half, Coach.
They certainly did. And a lot had to do with those early scores in the third quarter. Those bad snaps on the punter's part hurt.
Short fields, really, for Dunmore.
And again, we said this, that they didn't really run the ball as effectively as we would expect them. Borgia did a good job of running the ball, and Dawkins ran the ball okay, but they didn't have any long gains. That last touchdown that he had was probably as long as gain of this.
Well, and Stanko had that long run too late in the game.
But again, it was late.
Let's go down the Paul with Coach quick.
Okay, Coach, your first regular season as head coach comes to an end. How do you feel about the 6-4 record of your team?
You know what? We lost some games there. We lost against Prep week 1, and we got beat by Mid-Valley, but our kids persevered, and they showed great character. Our seniors are great leaders, and you know, we had a few tough battles there, Wyoming area and Western Wayne, but you know, it is a great senior class. They worked hard, and they deserve this.
Okay, and Dunmore will have a chance to defend their district title. All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Congratulations on the win tonight. Bob, in a moment, Allied Services players of the game.
Thank you, Paul. Let's talk about Lakeland quick. They have to regroup. They're headed to the 3A playoffs no matter what.
You just don't know. When you get beat the way they did last week, they came into this game, and I'm sure they felt that they had a good chance to win. But the lack of urgency on their part in that second half. They should have come out in the second half 7-7. They get that late touchdown. They're receiving the football, but the next 3.5 minutes, it was all Dunmore, and a lot of it had to do with the mistakes that the Chiefs made.
Okay, let's go down to Paul once again with our Allied Services players of the game.
Okay, Bob, Allied Services player of the game. I have Charles Valvano. Charles, what do you think of your team's performance tonight to beat this Lakeland team? How did it go for you on the field?
Well, Lakeland is a great team. They have great players. They're coached very well. I think our team played very tough tonight. We played together, and that's what resulted in our victory.
How do you feel about a 6-4 record this season?
It's not necessarily what we wanted, but at the end of the day, we just have to look forward to next week and move on.
All right, thanks a lot. That's Charles Valvano, Allied Services player of the game, and also Steve Borgia, who we've seen earlier tonight as our scholar athlete. Tell me about the offense tonight. I mean, you were able to put up 28 points, so what mix worked well for you guys?
Well, coming into this week, we knew Lakeland had a really big line, and our offensive line really worked hard this week, and they performed this week. We got a lot of movement, and our running backs did the jobs.
Okay. 6-4 record has you guys first place in the class. How do you feel heading into the playoffs to defend the district championship?
Very confident. When we play together, we're a tough group to bring down. So we have a lot of confidence on our shoulders, and we can't wait to get work on Monday.
Okay, so you get the hardware tonight. You had the scholar athlete before the game. I'm going to present you with the Allied Services Friday Night Rivals trophies for beating Lakeland tonight in Week 10. Congratulations, Steve, and the Dunmore Bucks. And thanks to Allied Services for getting us these trophies all season long. So congratulations. And Bob, Dunmore 6-4.
Lakeland will leave this game 5-5. So the Bucks again, the favorite. They'll be the top seed. But are they? I mean, obviously the top seed. What do they have to do a little bit better?
That's a tough question. It depends on the opponent, who they're going to play next week if they're involved in the playoffs. And they're going to have to game plan according to what they see as their best opportunities on offense. Defensively, obviously, they've got to work really hard. I mean, they did a nice job tonight against the run. The passes that they gave up for the most part were backyard passes. They were not by design necessarily. So as long as they can work hard to stop the run and play well in the secondary, they should be able to do okay.
Yeah, they'll be the overwhelming favorite once again to win the district title. So good luck to both teams as they head into the district playoffs next week. We will have a week off, and then we'll be back. We don't know where, November 8th, for a district title game. Could be right here. You just never know. For the entire Fox 56 sports crew, another fantastic job all season long. For Paul Grippy, for Stan Kaharski, this is Bob Ide saying so long from Bucktown.